everybody, welcome to Nelly's African Kitchen, where I bring African food to the American table. Hey, guess what? Today I'll be cooking one of my favorite dishes. I have my family waiting for the dinner and I just wanted to share with you. So what am I cooking today? I'm cooking my favorite tasty Nelly's tilapia fish. That's the fish. And I know most of you might be asking what kind of fish is that? Is the freshwater fish that was raised up in Kenya. That's what, we used to cook a lot. When I came to America, I had to learn to eat other types of fish, and especially my favorite now is the salmon. So here's the thing, it really doesn't matter if you like tilapia or you don't. What you can do is take the recipe I'm giving you and use it to the fish of your liking. Either way, it's gonna be wonderful. So today, I'll give you a very quick run of what my menu will be. It's gonna be a stew fish. I'm gonna be cooking ugali on the side, and I'm gonna be having kachumbari, that is salsa. And if you don't know anything about salsa kachumbari, I do have a video on that in one of my videos, so check it out and you'll see how we make our own salsa. In fact, I'm gonna be making, I just cut 2 extra onions so that I can make it easier for me, and I'll show you while I'm cooking the fish. I'll do a very quick combination of the salsa on the side, and that will be a great meal for the family. So here is what some of the important ingredients are for this fish to make it very yummy and very tasty. So first of all, I do have a blender. So most of you might be having bigger blenders, so smaller blenders, it doesn't matter. I like the smaller one. I picked up the smaller one. I have the big one, but you know what? I'll be blending very few things like tomatoes only, so I don't really need a big blender. Plus, I don't like washing a lot of dishes, so I'm trying to take my shortcut here. So I'll go through some of the ingredients. So I do have tomatoes. I'll be blending it. I have onions here. This is extra onions that I'll make my salsa on. I do have the coconut milk, and you can use any kind of coconut milk. I have tomato paste. I do have my garlic salt. I do have my oil. I always like this, my handyman kind of a easy thing to use. I put all my oil, my olive oil here. I do have Royco, and here's the thing, in Kenya we use Royco, in Africa a lot, but it's very hard to get Royco here unless it's a specialized market, African market. But in return, you know what I did? I swapped with the chicken bouillon. So, and that's the thing about Nelly's African Kitchen, is what I do is make it easy for you when you're cooking some African food, because sometimes you really don't have all the ingredients. But don't worry about it, it will taste the same. I'll help you how to swap the ingredients. So today I will not be using the Royco. Instead, I'll be using the bouillon, which you can easily get it. You can also do a beef bouillon if you like, or fish bouillon if you like. So that will work for that. I have my ginger here, my fresh ginger and garlic, and I'm gonna use my magic here to crush it so that I can get a very good paste on that. And then, as you know, I love my food very spicy, so I have a green pepper, very hot green pepper. I've cut it into small pieces because of 2 reasons. One, I'll use part of it for my salsa as a side dish, but part of it I'll use it on my cooking the fish. But here's the thing though, if you don't like hot stew, or you don't like the pepper hot, don't worry about it, you can always skip that part. For me, I got to have it. So when we go to some of the vegetables here, of course I have my onions. This is just extra, but I already cut it. And I will add the bell pepper. I love colors in my food, so I'll go green, I'll go red, and make it look so beautiful. Well, I have my cilantro here, and for those who don't like cilantro, you can always use the basil, or not basil, parsley, because when you change into basil, it totally gives you a whole different a taste that maybe you are not prepared for. In this case, go with the parsley. I like the color to kind of bring that beautiful color on it. Of course, how can you cook without a lemon with any raw food, any raw vegetables, and not vegetables, chicken or meat or fish? I always have to have my little magic here, my lemon. And I like just squeezing my lemon on my tilapia so that it can take that fishy smell out of it. Well, let's go to the dry ingredients. We have garam masala here, like 1 teaspoonful, 2 teaspoonful. We have turmeric, 2 spoonful. We have a little salt here, 1 teaspoonful, and we have coriander I put here also, and I have my cardamom too on these dry spices. I have my water there. Though I will be using a lot of coconut milk, sometimes it's too heavy, it's too thick. I like putting a little bit of water to make sure that fish cooks very well. Hey, before we go there, one thing I'll tell you, my little trick about the fish. Anytime I have a raw fish, fresh fish, what I like sometimes, I can go both ways. I can always deep fry it a little bit so that I can get that crispy look a little bit before I can really cook as a stew. So today, I will go I'll do a very quick deep frying, very quick, like almost 2 minutes, to just get the browning, on both sides. And also especially on the tail and the head, I like to make sure that it just goes through the oil to kind of cook it a little extra before I make that stew. Speaking of the head, that's where the problem comes. So, when I came here in America and I was cooking fish with the head, I had my friends, and I remember even my husband, while we were dating, anytime I cooked the fish with the head, they looked at me like I was out of my mind. So, until now, by the way, I have got so many friends here in America. They love my food, but they don't like the fish with the head. So guess what? Don't worry about it. I'll keep the head for me and the rest for you. So whenever you cook, don't feel bad about it. Feel free. If you don't like the head, just cut the head out of the fish out and you cook all the other parts. But for those like me who are used to eating the head, hey, you know the yumminess of the head. We got to have that extra brain on that head on the fish. That's what we were taught when we were kids. But at the end of the day, we just love it. So the bottom line is, whatever makes you happy and whatever makes you enjoy that fish is the most important thing. Well, let's go back to the cooking. I'll go start cooking and we'll go step by step, and I'll show you how you're gonna enjoy that meal. As I said, I'll be serving it with ugali on the side and kachumbari salsa, African salsa on the side. And sometimes I serve it with some stewed sukuma, that is kales on the side, which, by the way, I do have that video in one of the videos. If you want to know how to make salsa or to make the sukuma or call it kales, well, feel free to go to My American Dream 24 in YouTube or TikTok and you'll get all of the videos I've been making. Well, let's stop talking here. Let's start cooking. Come on. I'm gonna put a little bit oil here. I just put high for the fish. I'm cooking 2 fish today, 2 of them, so the ingredients are a little bit higher. But if you're cooking only 1 fish, you can reduce the ingredients into 2. So I will let it heat a little bit, then I'll put the fish in. So as I mentioned, a very quick deep fry here. Keep that fish a little bit cooked a little bit here. Be careful though, because I cleaned this fish, so it had a little water in it. So make sure you don't burn yourself. You'll edit there. Very quickly here, a very quick deep fry here. I really don't want to make it like very cooked, because it's still gonna be cooking. I I just want to make sure that I brown it a little bit there. And here's the thing, this step you really don't have to do it if you don't feel like it. You can just go ahead and cook the fish directly, but I just want to have a little, okay, that's gonna be, there you go. Yeah, you have to be careful though. Don't blame me when you burn yourself. So the only reason I use this deep frying, by the way, I don't use it every time, sometimes when I'm in a hurry, it's just to kind of clear the fishiness smell on the fish, but also to kind of cook get the crispiness of the chicken a little bit, bring that brownness back a little bit. So that when I'm cooking, when I do the stew, I have it a little crispy. You see, the tail is it's cooked very well. So there you go. On my deep fry, I got some golden brown fish there a little bit. I'll put some oil, let it cook a little bit. I'll put a lot of onions. I love onions. And again, onions is really some kind of, you know, if you like a lot of onions, well and good. If you don't, you can always reduce it. Just make it work for you, you know. So I'm gonna make this one cook a little bit, brown it up. Once it's brown, I will be crushing the garlic here and the ginger, and then I'll put on it a very golden brown. I love my onions golden brown. I'm gonna add ginger paste and garlic paste. I've really crushed it very good here. Gonna add that a little bit. And let it cook a little bit. Ooh, yummy. I can now smell just the combination of onions, garlic, and ginger. I can already have the tasty, good, yummy smell going on here. I'll cover it a little bit to maintain that good smell, not popping out. And then after that, I will put the puree. And then I'll start with the spices first before I put the puree. There you go. You know, one thing I forgot is the curry powder. I love curry powder on most of the things. You don't have to if you don't. Not everybody likes the curry powder. I'll put the curry powder, turmeric, my garam masala, and then I'll put my coriander. All the good stuff I'm putting inside here. And sometimes people like putting spices later. I like putting it earlier because I want to just cook that aroma to just come out so that it can burn a little bit. And if you realize, it's kind of dry, there's no much oil on it. I love my food without a lot of oil, but if you like more oil, you can, you know, decide to come that route. You know, you can decide to add more oil, but I like reducing oil. So that's like the whole smell of all the spices. I can just feel it now. I can smell it, and trust me, it smells so yummy here. Then that's when I'm gonna pour my, so that's my tomatoes. I just blended my tomatoes there, and all of a sudden that tomato is going to be soaking in some yummy, 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 yummy spices here. And what I will do, since tomatoes, sometimes when you blend tomatoes, it's good, it makes the soup thick, but the problem is sometimes it's not as thick to your liking. So what I do is I will put a little bit of tomato paste here, and then I'll add the spice, the tomato paste, and then I'll add the bouillon instead of Royco. Then after that is when I'll dip my fish in. Oh my goodness, look at that. All the sauces have cooked so good inside. Again, I'm trying to make sure that those sauces cook good. I'm gonna put like 1 scoop. Since it's 2 fish, I'm putting a little bit more, like almost a can of tomato paste. Then I'm gonna mix it in very nicely, very, very nicely. Smelling so good already. Then let me put the heat a little bit higher, a little bit more on the higher medium side. So I have like a nice paste there going in, very good with all the spices. Then here is my coconut milk. Pour everything inside there. Then mix it so good, so nicely. Yeah, trust me. You know, anytime I try to work on my weight loss and then I start cooking like this, I can't help but to eat the food again. Because, you know, with coconut milk, it's pretty heavy. But you know what? I'll sacrifice a good yummy food for my weight loss, trust me. So you have a very good sauce here. I'll take this, it's remaining here. Don't want to waste that. No wastage, no wastage. Oh. Then, on that note, I'm gonna slide my fish nicely here. I don't know if it's gonna fit all of them 3, but I made it for only 2. I'll keep the other one for tomorrow. You see there? And just put, because the coconut milk is so thick, so I'll put a little water around it. Scoop it around there, around the fish. The fish can be happy with that coconut milk, yeah? Let me cover it, and then I'll let it cover, cook a little bit, maybe around 6 minutes or so. Then the fish is gonna be cooking and ready, and I'll see you later. The fish is cooking, all the spices, the fish is inside, and it's almost done. But here is one kick I like doing, adding to the fish a little bit. So I will go ahead and cut my my pepper, my green and the red pepper, and just put inside and cilantro when it's almost ready, like a few minutes before it's ready. Why do I do that? I just want to add a little, you know, a little flavor to the fish. Normally sometimes I cook the bell pepper earlier to make it cook with the soup, but this time I just want to have that crunchiness. So the whole goal is for me to throw in the bell pepper, the green and the red, to give the color, the beauty, but also to give like something a little bit crunchy on the fish. So I'll cut in and add everything there, and I'll be ready. My fish here, it's looking so good here. But here's one thing I'll do about it. I'll put some, this is some green and red pepper. I'll keep some of it to make my salsa on the side. So I'm not putting all of it. I'm gonna put a little cilantro on top of it. And then my favorite is hot pepper. Put a little bit hot pepper on it. Again, if you don't like hot pepper, I love hot pepper. So if you don't, you can always skip that part. And I will let the fish simmer a little bit. I'm cooking the fish, but I promise I'll be making a very quick side dish for the fish and ugali, and that is kachumbari, the African salsa. So I just wanted to add on this video and show you how I can make a very quick one. Because guess what? One thing I like about salsa, which is the African version called kachumbari, is the fact that you know, you can prepare once while you're cooking either fish or chicken. You can always have the ingredients at the same time. At this point, I was cooking the chicken, the fish, but I did have onions, so I had to prepare more onions, more bell peppers, more tomatoes, more cilantro, so that it's easy for me. At this point, I'm gonna just mix it together, and that saves me time, but at the same time gives me a whole side dish that I had not even planned for. So let's go for this. It's very easy. So I have onions that I had cut the onions into small pieces, but I did soak the onions with hot water with a lot of salt. And why do I do that? So that it can make the onions, can break down the onions to make it more softer, but take away, you know, that tanniness. You know, there's that taste in the onion that is a little bit like too tangy. That removes that. So I have my onions ready there. I'm gonna put it here. And the good thing is, since the salt is already soaked in it, I don't have to worry about putting a lot of salt on it. So I will just take it out of the water. There you go. And then let me wipe my hands here. Then the tomatoes that remained for the fish, I got it already, so I'm gonna put it there. Here we go. There we go. It's really easy squeezing. I had hot pepper, green pepper. I like my salsa very hot. If you don't, that's okay. You can either do without it or put it a little bit less. In this case, I'm gonna put the whole thing in it. Ooh la la. Okay, I had cilantro. I already had some for the fish, so I'm gonna just put the cilantro there. And then, almost last, I have the green pepper and the red pepper that I already prepared for the fish. Then I'm gonna add there. Look at that. Speaking of easy squeezy, you do things at the same time. Well, I have my lemon here. I'm gonna squeeze lemon there very quickly. There you go. I have my garlic salt here. Since the onions had a little bit of garlic salt, I'll just make it just a little bit there. And hey, I forgot my little oil here. I got the oil, just a second. So I have a little olive oil here. There you go. And all of a sudden, I'm having the whole entire side meal here. So good. And guess what? I have a whole vegetable side dish. Just as quick as that. But for most of you out there who love avocado like me, I have an avocado here. So you have an option. Since I have some kids, some of my kids don't like avocado, I will be cutting this avocado for me and one of my kids. So I will slice the avocado and put in my own salsa on the side. And trust me, it tastes so good. At this point, this is ready. I'm gonna serve the fish, but now you know how to make a quick salsa, and oh boy, what a healthy, quickest way to incorporate vegetables in your everyday eating. Ooh, yummy. So, oh my goodness. So my fish is ready here to eat. The sauce is looking so good. If I can scratch it a little bit, it's all cooked, smelling good. I bet it tastes good, of course. So I'll go ahead and just serve it. There you go. We did a very good job here. So there you go with my fish here. All that sauce looking so good. Can't wait to eat. And with my side salad, that is the kachumbari, a version of salsa. And I'll be serving with either rice or ugali, whichever you want to serve with. That's fine. Whatever makes you happy. Like this cooking, please do follow me on either YouTube or TikTok. Like and subscribe, and trust me, I'll be bringing so many delicious food all over Africa. So I hope to see you next time. God bless you, and God bless America. Bye bye.